Alright, so I'm going to try to do this video as parallel and perpendicular lines, and more importantly, it's the equations that are parallel and perpendicular to a given equation. So I'm going to give you this equation, and it's just the equation of a line, and I graph the line in my awful graph here. And I start at -3, I go up 2 and over 3, up 2 and over 3. You'll see that the slope of my line here is positive, which means as my line goes from left to right, it is increasing. If I want a line parallel to this line, what I want you to realize is if two lines are parallel, they have to be equally as steep. Well, equally as steep means that they have to have the same slope. So since my slope here is 2/3, the slope of my new line must be 2/3. And that makes sense because the slope is a number that represents or that describes how steep a line is. So I want my new line to go through the point. How about I'll pick the point 3, 2. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to start with y equals mx plus b. And now I know that this point 3, 2 must be on my new line because I want to go through that point. So my y value here is 2. My m value, like I said before, is 2/3 because it has to have the same slope. My x value will be 3. And I don't know what my y-intercept is yet, so that's fine. 2 times 3 is 6, divided by 3 is 2. So I get 2 equals 2 plus b. I subtract 2, I get 0 equals b. Well, that's fine. It doesn't really make much of a difference. And so I'll do this nice red. So I have y equals, my slope of my new line is the same as my original line, plus 0. Start at 0. I go up 2 and over 3. Now, I mean, you're going to have to use your imagination here because they're not going to look entirely parallel because um, I've I've got shaky hands and it's not going to work perfectly, but that's fine. Using your imagination, you imagine that line straight and this line straight, and the key is that they both rise 2 units and run 3. If this one also rises 2 and runs 3, you're never going to have them intersect. I'm going to erase this now. So if this is still a mystery to you, you might want to get it down. But I am going to leave that up there. And I'm going to put in something new. You know what? Before I do that, I'm going to write down that my parallel line was y equals 2/3 x plus 0. I'm going to write in, and the symbol for parallel is 2 lines like that. The symbol for perpendicular is the upside down T. And remember, perpendicular lines meet at right angles. So I'm going to still work with this equation. Now I'm going to have my new line no, I don't really want to go through the same point. I'll have it go through a different point. My new point that I'm going to have it go through, which will be, I'll do this in the blue. About 1, 2. Go through the point 1, 2. No, I don't want that either. Yes, Benji? Alright, I'm coming up. It's going to go through the point 2, 1. Can you hold on 1 minute, please? Anyway, so it's y equals mx plus b. Now here's the thing with perpendicular lines. If you multiply the two slopes, the original line and the perpendicular line, their product is -1. And that will happen if the slope of the original line is a over b, the slope of the new line is a negative reciprocal. That means it's flipped and negated. If it is negative, it becomes positive. If it's positive, it becomes negative. Well, my original slope here was 2/3. So my new slope has to be -3/2. My point is 1, 2, so it's going to be 1 equals -3/2 times 2 plus b. You get 1 equals a -3 because the 2's will cancel out, plus b. Add 3 to both sides. I get 4 equals b. So my new equation is y equals negative 3 halves x plus 4. Alright. And I'm going to have to finish the video quickly because Benchy's having some bad dreams. They form right angles, and that's it.